Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Fan Perspective. I am your host Nathan Lyle. It is Monday, which means time for another edition of NBA Weekly, and here is what's happened in the association over the weekend. On Saturday, the Miami Heat became the first team to win 60 games this season. This is only the second time in franchise history that they've made it to 60 wins. The first time was back in the 96-97 season when they were led by Alonzo Mourning and P.J. Right now, the Spurs and Thunder still have enough games left that they could both conceivably reach 60 wins, but only time will tell. The New York Knicks have won 12 straight games. The Nuggets have now won 4 straight games. And a few things shaping up in the playoffs. Milwaukee, who is still under 500, have clinched a playoff berth. So we have the 8 teams that will be in the playoffs, at least for the Eastern Conference. And we pretty much knew back in January, but now it's official. And the only thing not set in stone is seeding, but I honestly doubt we'll see any major changes. New York has clinched the Atlantic Division, and the Pacers have clinched the Central Division. And in the Western Conference, after their 7th straight loss, Portland has now been officially eliminated from the playoffs. The Lakers lost to Utah, which puts the Jazz in the 8th seed and half a game ahead of the LA. Dallas is 2.5 games out of the 8th seed and technically still in contention, but I have a feeling they're only one loss away from elimination. The Spurs have clinched the Southwest Division, and thanks to the Knicks beating the Thunder, the Spurs now have taken back that 1-game lead for the number 1 seed. And the Clippers have clinched the Pacific Division. A few milestones for you this week. First, we have Jason Kidd, who is now only 3 games behind Reggie Miller for 6th place on the all-time list. Kobe is 2 behind Hakeem Olajuwon for 22nd. Tim Duncan is 2 behind Scottie Pippen for 36th. And Joe Johnson and Ron Artest are both 2 games away from their 900th. Jason Kidd now only needs to play 18 more minutes to become just the 4th player in NBA history to have played in 50,000 career minutes. It'll probably happen in his next game. Kobe only needs to make 8 more field goals to become just the 6th player in NBA history with 11,000 for his career. Carlos Boozer is 14 away from 5,000. Kevin Martin is 3 3-pointers away from 900 for his career. The next 3 that Darren Williams hits will be his 800th. Kevin Durant is 5 away from 700. Francisco Garcia is 3 away from 500 for his career. Dwight Howard is 41 rebounds away from 9,000 for his career. Carlos Boozer is 1 away from 7,000. Andre Miller is 52 career assists behind Rod Strickland for the 9th place on the all-time list. Kobe is 67 behind Sam Cassell for 31st. Dirk Nowitzki is now only 45 points away from 25,000 for his career. And Paul Pierce is 25 away from 24,000. LeBron, in his return, has successfully made it to 21,000. And here are a few games I'm looking forward to this week. And in case you didn't already know, I'm only going to talk about the games where both teams have playoff implications, which, especially now that we've got so many seeds clinched, it narrows down the field. On Monday, there is not a single game being played, so you have one less excuse to not take your lady out on a date. On Tuesday, there are 10 games being played, but as I mentioned before, only very few of them where both teams have playoff implications. On Tuesday, there's only 2 that I'm going to talk about. The first is between the Bucks and the Heat. The Bucks still have a chance to sneak into the 7th seed, but they've still got teams like the Heat on the schedule, so it seems highly unlikely. So this looks like a preview of the first-round matchup. Miami currently leads the series 2-1. Then you've got the Thunder at the Jazz. The Thunder have given up the number 1 seed, but still have plenty of time to get it back. The Jazz are fighting for their playoff lives and cannot afford any losses right now. The Thunder currently lead the series 2-1. The home team has won every matchup. Then on Wednesday, only 10 games on the schedule, but once again, only 2 I'm going to talk about. You've got the Nets at the Celtics. Both of these teams are guaranteed a spot, but they are still technically fighting for seeding. The higher up you are, the weaker a team you'll face. The Celtics would hate to get bumped down to the 8th seed because they kept losing, and the Nets currently lead this series 2-1. Then you have the Spurs at the Nuggets, a potential playoff matchup as The top two of the top three teams in the Western Conference face off for what should be the most exciting game of the week. The Spurs are back in that number 1 seed, and they want to keep winning if they want to hold on to it. The Nuggets want to cement their place as the 3rd seed. The Spurs, they lead the series 2-1 with the home team winning each matchup. The Nuggets have won the last 20 games that they have played in their home arena. And then on Thursday, there are only 2 games being played, and depending on what happens the remainder of the season, these could potentially be first-round previews. First, you have the Knicks at the Bulls. Despite how well they've played all year, the Knicks have not been able to beat the Bulls. This is the last time they'll play during the regular season, and the Bulls are looking to make it a clean sweep. And then you've got the Thunder at the Warriors. The Thunder have slipped back down to that 2nd seed, and it is more than possible that the Warriors could end up falling down to that 7th. Neither of these are guaranteed, but it's fun to prophesize. The Thunder lead the season series 2-1 with the home team winning every matchup. That's it for today. Tune in on Friday for another edition of NBA Weekly. And in case you didn't know, the season is almost over. So I'm still going to do these episodes, regularly scheduled. But once the playoffs start, I don't know if I've said this already, but I'm going to repeat it in case I didn't. When the playoffs begin, I will be doing a series-by-series analysis. That means, like for the Eastern Conference with the Heat versus the Bucks, I'll do when the schedules come out, I will do an analysis of the Heat versus the Bucks. I will do my predictions and stuff. And then after the Heat sweep the Bucks, because we all know that the Bucks really don't stand a chance, then I'll do my analysis of what I saw, any major injuries that may cross over into the next series. And then, when their opponent gets decided for the 2nd round, then I'll analyze that. That's how I'm going to do it. If that doesn't make sense, well, just stick around. Just see how it's done when it comes. It's only a couple weeks away, people. Playoffs. It's getting exciting.